Mars has picked Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, as her running mate, and this is our best possible scenario after Andy Beshear, maybe before Andy Beshear. I think Beshear was a little bit more progressive or a little bit more left, but I mean just barely. Tim Walz is lovely. What a lovely guy. Absolutely happy for him. And I am not a Democrat. Okay, I'm not. I'm too far left for them. But I am excited for the first time since Barack fucking Obama, I think. And that was, I was a full-on little young-ass guy. Just, I'm a liberal. I was excited for some of the policies and stuff, Obamacare, but even though it got gutted. This is really, I've seen energy in only one other campaign that's even close to this, and I frankly think the way this has started, and especially with the social media shit, this honestly feels bigger than, it feels more positive than the Obama stuff. Like, Obama was like a big cultural moment, and it was really cool, and it was probably, maybe it was more meaningful if you're not a white guy like me. My girlfriend at the time was Arab, and she cried of happiness because she didn't think it was going to happen. And it was specifically because he was not specifically not a white guy, because he was also not a super far right religious guy. But anyway, this is lovely. I am very happy about this ticket. I think they're going to smash ass, and this is their announcement. I want you guys to realize as we start this, I can't play the music they're playing here, but the crowd is going to go fucking crazy the whole time, okay? And for good reason. The speech you're about to see between the two of them rips so hard. I'm very happy about this. It looks like they cut Shapiro's fucking speech before that, which is fine. Yeah, this is the same stadium that Trump had trouble filling the other day, by the way. Same exact one. If you don't know anything about Tim Walz, what a great guy. You're going to learn about him in this speech, of course. But I am pretty fucking confident now, guys. Not to jinx it or anything, but get your crabs out for the crab dance on the corpse of the Trump administration and their campaign. Like, holy shit. The energy is different now.
Oh, it is good to be back in Pennsylvania.
Bro, I'm telling you, the crowd is nuts in this.
So, let me say, on behalf of myself,
Nat, thank you,
and the first, second gentleman of the United States, my husband, Doug Emhoff.
They're the same age.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
Brad Pitt is older.
So, Philadelphia, I launched my campaign for the President of the United States a mere 2 weeks ago. And it's
a quick one.
It's been a bit of a whirlwind. And just last night, the delegates to the Democratic National Convention finished voting. And so
Tim Walz VP, let's fucking go! I'm so excited about this. Fuck Donald Trump. I agree. Netzerk hasn't been this excited in 10 years. Me either. Listen to this shit.
I stand before you today to proudly announce I am now officially the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
I'll take it. I'm fired up. I'll take it, dude.
And so now we got some work to do. We need to move to the general election and win that.
I appreciate the vibe.
And to all the friends, listen, we also need to level set. We are the underdogs in this race.
So I like this messaging because it makes sure that there's not complacency.
Look
at how happy Tim is back there. What a goof.
The momentum, and I know exactly what we are up against.
She's going to use the lines. She's going to hit him with it.
Now, many of you know, before I was elected vice president or elected a United States senator, I was an elected attorney general, and before that, elected district attorney.
You know what's impressive? Rattling off your actual employment data.
That, I was a courtroom prosecutor.
Instead of having to think about it. I know that's what politicians do a lot, but
so
that's still tough.
In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Got him. Got him.
Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who scammed consumers.
This is going to be so easy. Oh my God, easy.
Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say.
Dude, the build-up to the joke? Everyone knows it's happening. The build-up. People are on some fuck Donald Trump shit.
I know Donald Trump's type.
It's over. It's never been this over for the Republicans, in my opinion. This is some yeah, let's live out. Hey,
so
K-Hive until January, actually November.
Let me say, hold on. This campaign, our campaign.
Lock him up.
Is not just a fight against Donald Trump. Our campaign, this campaign, is a fight for the future.
True, though.
It's a fight for the future. In Pennsylvania, we fight for a future with affordable housing, affordable health care, affordable child care, paid leave.
Come on. These are good policies.
We fight for a future where we build a broad-based economy, where every American has the opportunity to own a home, to start a business, and to build wealth.
I know this is like platitudes and stuff, but like the policies behind it seem good.
We fight for a future where we bring down prices that are still too high and lower the cost of living for America's families.
True, Sophie.
So that they have a chance not just to get by, but to get ahead.
That's good messaging too, man.
We
Not trying to survive, trying to thrive.
Where we defend our most fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote. The freedom to be safe from gun violence.
He's fired up, man.
The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride.
Based. Based. Based.
And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do.
True. These are easy dunks, man. This is basic shit. Easy.
So, I love you too.
I love you too.
So here's the thing.
God,
Since the day that I announced my candidacy, I set out to find a partner who can help build this brighter future. A leader who will help unite our nation and move us forward. A fighter for the middle class. A patriot who believes, as I do, in the extraordinary promise of America. A promise.
This is a good speech, man.
A promise of freedom, opportunity, and justice, not just for some, but for all.
True. By the way, she's about to introduce Tim Walz, obviously. This is him standing with a 12-year-old trans girl who testified in support of the trans refugee bill after signing an executive order ensuring people who seek and receive gender-affirming care have protection under the law in Minnesota. This is the vice president with a 12-year-old transgender girl. Okay? This is huge. Okay? This is Not just, ooh, adults can do what they want. This is affirming the reality that trans people exist and are valid, okay? This is not nothing. He just did this. That's this guy.
So, Pennsylvania, I'm here today because I found such a leader. Governor Tim Walz of the great state of Minnesota.
Let's fucking go. Oh, feels so good to win. Feels good.
So, to those who know him best, Tim is more than a governor. To his wife, Gwen, he is a husband. To his kids, Hope and Gus, he is a dad. To his fellow veterans, he is Sergeant Major Walz.
She's getting naturalized, Mr. Volcanoes? How long was her process? That's so great.
To the people of southern Minnesota, for 12 years, he was congressman. To his former high school students,
listen to the
was
energy.
Mr. Walz.
Don't let me cut that off. My bad.
To his former high school students, he was Mr. Walz.
Look at this fucking guy. He's great.
And to his former high school football players, he was coach.
I'm not joking. Tim Walz being a football coach is doing well in the bro community. I'm not joking. They're talking about his 4-4 defense. If you don't know what a 4-4 defense is, don't worry about it. The bros do, and they're excited about it.
Coach.
It's 8 in the box, baby.
And in 91 days...
8 in the box. Stuff it. This is refreshing.
The nation will know Coach Walz by another name, Vice President of the United States.
I'm in. When's the rally in Michigan? I'm going. I'm just kidding. I don't know if I'm going.
So America, for some folks, they're just getting to know Coach Walz's story. And I'll tell you, he is the proud product of a middle-class family in rural Nebraska. He is a veteran who served our nation in uniform for more than 2 decades as a member of the Army National Guard, and he went to college on the GI Bill.
Imagine playing into the sports thing and having weekly fantasy picks from the VP or some shit to engage with the bro community. I've seen these takes on Twitter, but I also agree. I think he should be on sports media. They should put him, and they will. I would be shocked if he's. I mean, they're definitely going to be doing nighttime TV stuff. They're going to be doing events. He needs to be. The Lebretard show has got to get him. It's going to happen. It's got to happen. There's going to be. I mean, just sports guys in general. They need to do it. What a easy fucking win. Just having normal people that like stuff. Wow. She could go on cooking shows. Someone tweeted, put him on Hot Ones, and it's a 50-state landslide, and I'm not joking. It wouldn't be 50, but I bet it would. I guarantee you, if you studied it, you'd find like fucking 3 million votes somewhere. Like every goddamn person that watched the video is like, yep. He's just so likable,
he is
man.
Someone who long before he entered politics worked as a teacher. When Coach Walz and his wife Gwen moved from his native Nebraska to Minnesota nearly 30 years ago, they both took jobs at the local high school. Coach Walz taught social studies. Gwen taught English. After school, Tim was the linebackers coach for the football team.
Let's go. Linebackers. Me too.
Where I've heard the stories about he had a knack for using the game of football to teach life lessons.
I can't find.
He saw
How do you end up at a
in
rally? I've
kids
never
who
been to one.
sometimes didn't even see it in themselves. Under those Friday night lights, Coach Walz motivated his players to believe they could achieve anything. And together, they defied the odds, hear this out, going from a winless record to the school's first ever state championship.
He's like a fucking TV show guy. He's like a character on a TV show almost. Everyone loves Tim. Dude, they're gonna call him Coach now.
And
they're just gonna call him Coach, and everyone likes it.
Tim wasn't only a role model on the football field. Around that same time, Coach Walz was approached by a student in his social studies class. The young man was one of the first openly gay students at the school and was hoping to start a gay-straight alliance. At a time when acceptance was difficult to find for LGBTQ students, Tim knew the signal that it would send to have a football coach get involved.
That's so huge. That's great. I mean, that's an ally, right? That's allyship, dude.
Right? So he signed up to be the group's faculty advisor. And as students have said, he made the school a safe place for everybody.
So he's just the dopest guy. He's just the coolest old guy you could want.
In the high school yearbook, the students voted Coach Walz the, quote, most inspiring faculty member. And as I think everyone here can see, Tim Walz was the kind of teacher and mentor that every child in America dreams of having, and that every kid deserves. The kind of coach, because he's the kind of person who makes people feel like they belong and then inspires them to dream big.
This is such good messaging, too.
Vice president he will be.
Like, listen to the fucking messaging that's happening here. What a difference.
And that's the kind of vice president America deserves.
It's like, I mean, there's a little bit of like a hokey thing, but like just on a just a human level, everybody loves just nice people. You just want to be nice, right? Like, it's like obvious that Republicans are not that, and it's just it's refreshing, man. His videos with his daughter are so wholesome too. I know.
So it was Coach Walz's students who actually helped him decide to run for office. And he served 12 years in Congress, representing a purple district as he reached across the aisle to get things done. He was the highest ranking enlisted man to ever serve in the United States Congress.
And that plays with conservatives. Is he about to cry, by the way? Like, what a wholesome little fucking guy. Oh, Don Newt's going to Wampa. Is he, like, emotional right now? He looks it.
And the top Democrat on the Veterans Committee.
He just seems like a nice guy who's actually touched by the moment.
And he was
Uncle Al, 79 months, bro. Waltzing to the White House.
It's cold.
Blessed Sweet Pea, thanks for following.
known as one of Capitol Hill's best marksmen,
Damos!
winning a bipartisan
Welcome back.
sharpshooting contest year after year.
So glad you didn't choose Josh Shapiro. Breach! I agree. This is huge. This is so big. When he starts talking, oh my god. I've watched this already. I don't usually pre-watch stuff.
In Washington, Tim worked to raise the minimum wage,
Ugh. Listen to his policies, man.
to protect the freedom of workers to join a union,
They gutted right to work. This is lovely. Danny E95, thanks for following, dude.
and he cast one of the critical votes to pass the Affordable Care Act. Which, of course, gave health insurance to tens of millions of Americans. I'm going to tell you, when
The bits you've seen elsewhere do not put into context the vibe in the room just throughout the speech. As you can tell, like, I've seen clips too. Listen to the fucking crowd. I mean, it's not just, you know, you can say what you want about, like, you know, they put people in the stands, and of course there's going to be some cheering and stuff, but that's like real. You can feel the enthusiasm. It's real. It's like a concert.
we win, Tim and I will continue to make the Affordable Care Act even stronger. We will win. Now, let's talk about what we're dealing with on the other side. So on that last topic, if Donald Trump gets the chance, he will end the Affordable Care Act and take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny
Healthcare is a
people with
right was
pre-existing
spoken.
conditions. You remember what that was like? Children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes. Well, Governor Walz and I will not let that happen.
It's like, what's
Because
healthcare
we
for, bro?
believe healthcare should be a right and not just a privilege for those who
A
can
right?
afford
Healthcare should be a right? You have my attention. You have
it.
my
As
attention.
Governor, Tim has continued to fight for working families. He secured paid leave for workers in Minnesota.
She said that. We are so back.
And
Yeah.
he refused, as governor, to allow any student in their public schools to go hungry. So he made school breakfast and lunch free for every child.
What is this feeling, this light? Why is my heart pounding? It's glorious. I want to believe.
Tim Walz and I, we agree about many things, including when our middle class is strong, America is strong. And strengthening the middle class will be my defining goal as I am President of the United States.
That's good.
So Pennsylvania, ours is a fight for the future of the middle class, and it is a fight for freedom.
Healthcare's a
In
right.
this moment, we are witnessing a full-on attack against hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights.
True.
Take reproductive freedom. Now think about this. Donald Trump said he wants to punish women. And as a result of his actions, today in America, 1 out of 3 women live in a state with a Trump abortion ban.
Ugh.
1 out of 3.
It's Crazy.
Some of these bans go back to the 1800s, even before women had a right to vote. Think about that.
That's good messaging.
Well, Tim and I have a message for Trump and others who want to turn back the clock on our fundamental freedoms.
This is good, too.
We're not going back.
Listen to the crowd.
We're not going back. And so let me say about Tim Walz, he has shown up to stand against these attacks long before he stood on the stage.
It's happening.
After Roe was overturned, he was the first governor in the country to sign a new law that enshrined reproductive freedom as a fundamental right.
Boost! We had to vote on it. We were forced.
And with Tim Walz by my side when I am President of the United States and we win majorities in the United States Congress, we will pass a bill to restore reproductive freedom, and I will proudly sign it into law.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Tim Walz has also defended the sacred freedom to vote. As governor, he signed the most significant expansion of voting rights in Minnesota in over 50 years. And with Governor Walz's help, when I am president, we are going to finally pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
Fuck yeah.
And the Freedom
Huge bill.
to Vote Act.
Well, yeah, Jack. John Lewis died before he could get that done.
So Tim is a hunter and a gun owner who believes, as the majority of gun owners do, that we need reasonable gun safety laws in America.
Yeah. Calling them gun safety laws instead of gun control laws.
So as governor,
Beautiful.
he expanded background checks and increased penalties
That's
for
what it is.
illegal firearm sales. And together, when we win in November, we are finally going to pass universal background checks,
Fuck yeah.
red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban.
I'm in.
Through his work, Tim, the way I think about it, he really does shine a light on a brighter future that we can build together. In his state, he has been a model chief executive, and with his experience,
This sounds off
I'm
script.
telling you, Tim Walz will be ready on day one.
They always got to say the ready on day one thing, but I get it, I guess. I got to say it.
In fact, when you compare his resume shall we,
Let's do it.
to Trump's running mate,
Looks like I'm definitely voting Trump. Then it's obvious that you're a dumbass, you know? You don't you're seeing a bunch of people happy and you're like, you ever killed boars? What are you doing, man? What is the bit? What is the bit, dude?
well, some might say it's like a matchup between the varsity team and the JV squad.
We're gonna call him JV? Alright, fuck it. Blessed Sweet Pea! Feels good, man.
So, Pennsylvania, ultimately in this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in?
True.
A country of freedom, compassion,
Freedom
and rule
Party.
of law,
Exactly. This is what I've been saying. This is
or
what I've been
a
saying
country
for like
of
4
chaos,
years.
fear and hate.
Maybe longer. Maybe 6 years. Fucking talk about freedom. Center freedom, because the right is not for freedom. Beautiful. Love it. Great messaging.
And here's the beauty of our democracy. We each have the power to answer that question. We each have the power to answer that question. The power is with the people. We love our country. And I believe it is the highest form of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country. That is how we preserve the promise of America. And after all, you know, the promise of America is what makes it possible for two middle-class kids.
Are they going to DEI
One,
this?
a daughter of Oakland, California.
Like the right? Are they going to say, oh, they're DEIing?
Who was raised by a working mother.
I think I saw Ben Shapiro mad about this.
The other, a son of the Nebraska plains who grew up working on a farm. It's the promise of America, because only in America is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House.
Well, that's technically true.
Only in America. Only in America. Only in America.
Oh, fuck. We're stealing the USA chants back? Fuck it. Hey, you get health care or something? You'll hear me chant USA. I'll channel USA for some health care.
That's right. And so Coach Walz and I may hail from different corners of our great country, but our values are the same. And we both believe in lifting people up, not knocking them down.
That's good messaging.
He and I, we both know the vast majority of people in our country have so much more in common than what separates them.
But they focus so much on ID
When we
politics.
look at folks, we see in our fellow Americans neighbors, not enemies. Not enemies. And so my promise to you is this. Our campaign will reach out to everyone.
Every
From
time.
red states to blue states. From the heartland to the coast. In rural, urban, suburban, and tribal communities.
Hey?
We are running a campaign on behalf of all Americans.
By the way, not for nothing. Here we go. This is Tim Walz, just saying. Tim Walz shakes hand with a 94-year-old tribal elder, Carolyn Cavender Shomar, during a ceremony transferring land back to the Upper Sioux community near Granite Falls, Minnesota in March. I just want you to, so the vice president gave land back in Minnesota. I'm just saying, okay? We keep winning.
And when elected, we will govern on behalf of all Americans. And so, with Tim Walz by my side, and with all of you at our side,
He's like Teddy
let us
fucking
fight
Roosevelt.
for the promise of our future. And with that, I ask Pennsylvania, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it?
This crowd's
and when we
going.
fight, we win.
Oh, she got a call back
And now,
from the crowd.
welcome
Jeez.
the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz.
Did you know he had to learn how to use a teleprompter for this?
Wow.
Like Mala? No. Hey, man. Hey, man. This is a real...
Thank you.
This has real populism in it.
Wow.
Actual populism.
Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy.
That's good messaging, too. Oh, fuck.
I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you and Doug, this incredible journey. And Pennsylvania, I know you know this, but my God, what a treasure you have in Josh Shapiro.
He's so good. What a good speaker already.
Holy hell, can this guy bring the fire? He can bring the fire. This is a visionary leader. Also, I have to tell you, everybody in America knows when you need a bridge fixed, call that guy.
He passed a big infrastructure.
And I think sometimes we forget and you see people a little one-dimensional, but seeing a guy who cares so deeply about his family, a man with compassion, vision, and I'll have to tell you this, I know this from experience, there is no one you would rather go to a Springsteen concert in Jersey with than him, than that guy.
Bruce fucking chants in the stadium.
And I can't wait for all of you and America to get to know my incredible wife, Gwen, a 29-year public school educator.
Wife guy? We love a wife guy?
Don't ever underestimate teachers.
Dude, having a teacher as well, huge.
And our two beautiful kids, Hope and Gus. I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket and to help Vice President Harris become what we all know is very, very good for us to think about. Next President of the United States of America.
Beautiful.
From her first day as a prosecutor, as a district attorney, Attorney General of the great state of California, a United States Senator, and Vice President of the United States. Vice President Harris has fought on the side of the American people. She took on the predators, she took on the fraudsters, she took down the transnational gangs, she stood up against powerful corporate interests, and she never hesitated to reach across the aisle if it meant improving people's lives.
I have not seen the Democrats have such tight, focused
And I want all
messaging
of you to
in
hold
some
this,
time. Since
and
Obama.
don't ever underestimate the power of this.
Since
She
Obama.
does it all with a sense of joy.
That's huge.
I know a little something about that commitment to people.
Yeah, Dragon
I was
Princess.
born in West Point, Nebraska. I lived in Butte, a small town of 400, where community was a way of life. Growing up, I spent the summers working on the family farm. My mom and dad taught us, show generosity towards your neighbors and work for a common good.
That's communism, baby.
My dad served in the Army during the Korean War, and with his encouragement, at 17, I joined the Army National Guard.
You got a hoo-wah from a guy out there? What?
For 24 years, I proudly wore the uniform of this nation. The National Guard gave me purpose. It gave me the
Confused
strength
Marine.
of a shared
It's
commitment
common.
to something greater than ourselves. And just as it did for my dad and millions of others, the GI Bill gave me a shot at a college education.
But that's socialism, sir. Free education?
My dad was a teacher. My brothers and sisters and I followed in their footsteps.
Yeah, dude. What, just a normal American
3
guy?
out of 4 of us married teachers. What we do. For nearly 20 years, I had the privilege of teaching high school social studies and coaching football. Including winning that state championship. So thank you. Don't ever close the yearbook. Don't ever. But it was my students. They encouraged me to run for office. They saw
Football.
in me what I was hoping to instill in them, a commitment of common good, a belief that one person can make a difference. So in 2006, I took a leap and I ran for Congress.
It worked. Yeah, he even seems
And
like a good
because high
coach. I
school
agree.
teachers are super optimistic, I was running in a district that had 1 Democrat since 1892.
Hey, Talon, man, you're lost in the fucking sauce, and I think you should interrogate why you have no critical thinking skills, or you have no criticism towards your own side. I have deep criticism toward my side. I need you to find all the actual criticisms you have of Donald Trump, because you're voting for someone who doesn't give a shit about you so that you can just give away your wages to fucking corporation or some shit instead of actually having the rights that you deserve. And it's crazy that you would simp for that. It's cuck behavior. I need you to actually besides thinking that there's some kind of manly notion behind sticking with your guns and being a Republican or some shit. I'm dug in on this. The real manly position would be to stop being a cuck. It's actually embarrassing that you're coming in here alone and trying to be I like Donald Trump. And you're military Trump's a dumbass. Cool, dude. You need to vote for these fucking people because they are for more personal freedoms. If you're a libertarian, then you should be for trans fucking rights. Okay? Because the First Amendment and being able to express yourself freely is core to our fucking experience. Okay? Absolutely. And yet you're voting for him? Yeah, exactly. And then you just defended his Epstein thing? What are you on, man? Hello?
Well, my neighbors graced me with an opportunity to represent them in the United States House of Representatives. I'm proud of the work we did there together. I worked across the aisle on veterans issues, on agriculture, and on ways to grow rural economies. I learned the art of compromise without compromising my values. And now, as governor of the great state of Minnesota, I bring those experiences to bear in tackling the challenges
Alien Will, thanks for 6 months.
that are facing our great state.
Oh, cool.
Minnesota's strength comes from our values, our commitment to working together, to seeing past our differences, to always being willing to lend a helping hand. Those are the same values I learned on the family farm and tried to instill in my students. I took it to Congress and to the state capitol, and now Vice President Harris and I are running to take those very values to the White House.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's huge. That's real liberty.
Now, Donald Trump sees the world a little differently than us. First of all, he doesn't know the first thing about service.
But it doesn't, Talon. You don't understand how capitalism works at all if you think it drives innovation. Like, literally look at markets and look at the oversaturation of shit we do not need or want at all. And that happens in the pursuit, these resources are spent in the pursuit of chasing a dollar that they're never going to make, and then they go to a dump. How is that innovation? This is excess and stupidity. You are not thinking. Innovating 10 different brands of Cheetos more like corn chips because it's subsidized more. Like, it's insane. It's like, I don't even know how you think that can happen. Like, you've bought hook, line, and sinker shit you've been told about before, and you actually don't have a thought in your fucking head about it. You've actually never considered what the fuck you're saying, because if you did, you would understand that innovation is made by people who aren't worried about their day-to-day fucking living. Any kind of major innovation has happened because of thriving. I did not say it was not wasteful. How can it? Oh my god, it's not just wasteful. It's like so fucking wasteful to the point of inefficiency, to the point of deeply flawed, immoral, unethical inefficiency, to the point where you want to deregulate so far that like corporations can't, like, you know, you can't have workers collectively bargain or something as a libertarian. Like, can you collectively bargain as a libertarian? Like, none of you capitalists, especially you fucking anarcho-capitalists, if that's what you're fucking at, like, none of you have thought about this at all. Like, you just do not understand what a fucking, like, warlord fiefdom type situation that you're arguing for. You're just so base, at a base level, at a misunderstanding of how systems work, and it just shows your ignorance when you speak on it. Like, it's super weird. You need to spend more time talking to leftists that actually know what the fuck they're talking about, man. Like, there's a self-righteous, hell no, anarcho is just as bad as democracy. You see what you're saying? Like, he's like, oh, democracy's bad. Like, I mean, what the fuck do you even want? If you're a libertarian, you can't be in charge for anything other than, like, a democracy. What? Unless you're just like for the total dissolving of society in general. And it's like, okay, dude, you can be out on an island somewhere alone, but like community and society will rise up around you because we're social creatures. You're so weird, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, nothing that you argue for makes sense. If you're a libertarian against democracy, you can't be for any other type of government that has stratified or hierarchical structures, because then you're not a libertarian. You don't really know what you are, right? What are you, for fucking fiefs? Are you a fucking, oh, I'm big into having kings? Like, what? Well, I'm more of a warlord guy myself. Like, you just don't make any goddamn sense. There's nothing you say that makes sense. I would love to chat with you about your flawed ideology and why you should change your mind about your dumb politics, because it's obvious you haven't spent any time thinking about them at any sort of intellectual level at all. And it's like disappointing, right? Because you come into my politics chat, obviously, trying to stir up shit in here, and it's like, I mean, at least be smart when you're here, you know? At least be an intelligent person capable of interrogating, like, the systems that you're trying to talk about. But you can't. And you can't even stay on topic. Like, we're not even talking about this shit, obviously, and you're changing it and, like, derailing chat. But it's, like, pathetic. So you can come join chat and have a chat with me after this speech is done if you want. But stop derailing chat with your dumb shit, okay?
He doesn't have time for it because he's too busy serving himself.
True, by the way. Let's go. Let me back up.
First of all, he doesn't know the first thing about service. He doesn't have time for it because he's too busy serving himself. Again and again and again, Trump weakens our economy to strengthen his own hand.
Facts.
He mocks our laws. He sows chaos and division.
Facts.
And that's to say nothing of his record as president.
True.
He froze in the face of the COVID crisis. He drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump.
It absolutely was. Because tensions are higher under Donald Trump.
That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
Ooh. Ooh. He's going to jail, dude. He's got to lose. Listen to that cheer, man. Listen to him. Lock him up.
You know, some of us are.
Relax.
Some of us in here are old enough to remember. I see you down there. I see those old white guys. Some of us are old enough to remember when it was Republicans who were talking about freedom. It turns out now what they meant was the government should be free to invade your doctor's office.
Ooh, bars. Put me in, Coach. I've been talking about this for years.
We respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make. Even if we wouldn't make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's trans inclusivity right there, too.
These guys are after my heart chanting, mind your own damn business. That feels good, so thank you. Look, that includes IVF, and this gets personal for me and my family. When my wife and I decided to have children, we spent years going through infertility treatments. And I remember praying every night for a call for good news. The pit in my stomach when the phone rang, and the agony when we heard that the treatments hadn't worked. So it wasn't by chance that when we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope.
That's fucking cute, dude. That's fucking cute.
When Vice President and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make your own healthcare decisions.
Fuck yeah.
And for our children to be free to go to school without worrying they'll be shot dead in their classrooms.
Dem bench is so
By the
deep,
way,
I know,
as you
right?
heard, I was one of the best shots in Congress, but in Minnesota, we believe in the Second Amendment, but we also believe in common sense gun violence laws.
True. Look at him. Good messaging. Great messaging.
Vice President Harris' idea of freedom is a ticket for education to be that ticket to the middle class, not crippling debt.
Fuck yeah.
Air that's clean.
He just said education, not crippling debt. What does that say to you, chat? Healthcare is a right. Education, not crippling debt. There's only one way to make it not invoke crippling debt on you.
Water that's pure. Communities that are safe.
God, I mean, look, as a millennial, I can't tell you how much, like, healthcare and college growing up would have changed everything for every one of my peers and myself included. Free college and free healthcare, just that. It would have changed the fucking game. Do you know how much of a struggle? I mean, a lot of you do know how much of a struggle it is. A lot of you are here. But especially, I mean, right, like, man, the millennials got fucked, man. We got fucked. This is good. This is great. I didn't finish college because I didn't want to incur the debt. You know, I mean, one of my best friends is a doctor, and he's got crazy amounts of, like, college debt that he has to pay off. They should get rid of it.
A place where we settle our political differences not through violence, but with our votes.
Gen X sitting on the conspiracies.
And that's what this election's about. What direction will this country go in?
You had to take 24 credits your last semester? Oh my God, double. That's double. That's two semesters in one.
Well, Donald Trump would damn sure take us backwards. Let's be clear about that. And don't believe him when he plays dumb. He knows exactly what Project 2025 will do to restrict our freedoms.
Fuck yeah. Pin him on it. Pin him on it. This is great.
To rig the economy to help the super rich. If Trump gets a chance to return, he's going to pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago.
Cool.
Only this time, it will be much, much worse. Raising costs on middle-class family. He will repeal the Affordable Care Act, no doubt about it.
Sounds nice. That does.
He'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And when somebody tells you are, they believe him. He said he'd ban abortion across this country, and he'll do it, whether or not Congress is there or not. Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never sat at that kitchen table like the one I grew up at, wondering how we were going to pay the bills.
True.
He sat at his country club up in Mar-a-Lago, wondering how he can cut taxes for his rich friends.
Fucking great messaging in here, too.
And I got to tell you, his running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country. J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda.
The forward for. Literally wrote.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale. Had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires.
Cool.
And then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Well, that's hyperbole. Wait a second, hold on. I got told that was hyperbole by Matt Dillahunty the other day. I got told that's all hyperbole. No, okay. Here it comes.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
He called him a couch fucker. He called him a fucking couch fucker, dude. Oh.
Look.
Killing. Oh.
I gotta tell you.
Hold on, I want to show you something. Let's go back to Kamala. Let's go back to Kamala when that. Oh, right, there it is.
So,
watch her face.
If he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So,
watch this right here. She's laughing. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, feels good.
Look. I gotta tell you, pointing out,
it's literally like she gets to come in and be like, I'm professional, I'm the president, da-da-da, and then we have football Tim over here who's like, by the way, that guy fucked a couch, who wants a beer? It's such a good strategy. This is beautiful. Ah!
An observation of mine that I made. I just
My
have to
corn
say
is
it.
so moist
You
that
know
it's
it. You
actually
feel
dripping.
it. These
Tease
guys
for
are creepy,
Tim.
and yes, just
Tease
weird
in
as hell.
chat.
That's what you see. That's what you see.
Tease for Tim.
So you know what's out there. So say it with me. We aren't going back. We aren't going back. We are not going back.
A lot of energy, man. A lot of energy.
So we got 91 days. My God, that's easy. We'll sleep when we're dead.
That's a football guy. That's training camp.
Over those next 91 days and every day in the White House, I'll have Vice President Harris's back. Every single day. and we'll have yours. You know how this works. We can't do it alone. We need you, each and every one of you. Go over to KamalaHarris.com, get on board, because we need you. Freedom to make our own choices. This leader,
Coach Dad just ended JD season.
Compassionate, careful, joyous leader, believes in each and every one of you. My God, you came here tonight to sit at the very top because you love this country and you're not going back.
Just great messaging.
She believes in the opportunity for every single person to join the middle class. She believes in the promise of America. We just got to fight. We just got to fight. Because as soon-to-be President Harris says, when we fight, we win.
It's a pep rally.
Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, Vice President. God bless America.
She was like, you did such a great job. Oh my God, there. Guys, we're going to win. We're big. We're back. We're so back. We're so back. Whew. Feel like 10 years younger. I think this reversed COVID. I think COVID just got defeated. I mean, really, like the 4 years we lost, that just sort of like went into the time suck. Totally reversed. Not the actual virus. That still exists. That's propagated. I feel genuine hope. I agree. This is, I mean, the messaging is on point. Healthcare is a right. We're talking about education. Everything is looking good here. He's also, they didn't bring it up. Obviously, I don't think they wanted to kill the vibe, but like, he's also pretty good on Palestine. He's better. He's way better than Josh Shapiro. Ainda Bashir, maybe. I don't think Tim Walz has called it a genocide. Bashir did. That might be the difference. Capping off the night. Chad, I'm getting one of these fucking hats. You kidding me? The Harris Walz fucking camo hat? Count me in. Everybody loves this guy, and they should. He's based as fuck. They found, like, maybe one of the most based, high-profile politicians on the left in America, and he's just so fucking lovely as a man.
Also win a few times, including...
What is this? Oh, yeah, we can watch that. The vibe has shifted. We are, I mean, gotta go vote. Gotta get out there and do it. But, I mean, straight up, this is, like, real doable, okay? The Biden shit was like, I'm going to scrape and claw to try to convince every motherfucker out there that they gotta vote. And now I do not feel the need to do that. I feel more of the need to, like, rah, let's fucking do this thing. Because, I mean, the energy is, if you're too young to have voted in the Obama shit, which I don't think most of my audience is, but some of you, I mean, this is like bigger. I mean, it feels bigger. I don't know if it's just more important, maybe, because Mitt Romney wasn't that big of a deal, or John McCain or whatever. The shift is also really drastic. Like, from the Biden debate, it's been fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, guys, insane, absolutely insane. This is big different.